How's it going? Yeah, great to see you guys.
So this week it looks like you're playing a little left guard. Was that like you're settled at right guard, let's put a little bit more on your plate type of situation?
Yeah, I definitely think so. You know, I think it comes hand in hand with trust. But yeah, I've been moved over to the left guard, and I mean it's cool. It's cool being over there, and it's definitely different than the right side. So there's definitely some growing pains, but it's been cool.
What's the challenge there? I think I've heard other offensive linemen describe it as wiping your butt with the other hand.
Yeah. No, it's just unnatural, uncomfortable. It's I think that's a perfect way to describe it, right? Everything's kind of flipped, both like play and schematically wise, but also technique wise. So it's just kind of using your left side of the brain rather than your right. In my case.
How much of it is mental and how much of it is physical?
I'd say a good 50-50 split. For me, I love to, I tend to think too much out there anyways. So I think 50-50, but for some other guys, maybe it's 75% physical, 25% mental. So
you start thinking.
I don't know. I don't know. It's just something I got to do, right? Get comfortable with.
How much help do you get from the veterans?
A lot. Especially Graham Glasgow. He was on the sideline during the preseason game, just coaching us up, telling us everything we needed to know about plays that we had done and come off with and everything. So
I think maybe this opportunity you have learning from, like Mike said, the offensive line, the plays, 3 Pro Bowlers that have been around here a little bit here.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to soak in all the information I can, right? I think there's a lot of experience in this room with Decker. I mean, Decker's been here since, forever. I tell him all the time, it's kind of funny. But, just guys, like I remember watching Pene's highlights coming out of high school, right? Like, we were the same class. Frank's is a legend. Jonah's unbelievable. And Graham, is coaching up. So, I mean, just to have all those veterans kind of talk to us and be not just teammates, but friends with us, right? Like, we're in the O-line room all the time, just hanging out, talking about whatnot. But we've learned a lot. So.
Were you aware of Penny when he was in high school?
Yes. Yes. Because he was a savage. I mean, we were the same. We graduated high school at the same time. So seeing him, you're like, well, that's a stud. Here I am going to William and Mary, right? But no, I only kid. I'm kidding.
What are you trying to accomplish now through this blue season?
Yeah.
What are you trying to accomplish for yourself?
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to get better every day, right? I know that's a rather cliche thing to say, but when you come into this league, especially where I came from, there's always something to work on every day, and I'm just trying to stack those days and become the best player I can.
What was it like that crowd at Ford Field? Is that something?
Unbelievable. Yeah, no, I remember going out there like 3.5 hours before, sitting down in the stadium, just kind of soaking it all in and being like, man, this is the big leagues, this is crazy. But that atmosphere, I mean, just especially for a preseason game, unbelievable. And it was really cool, putting on a win for I'm sorry, I've got long arms, Yeah, right. putting on a show for those Detroit fans, so it was awesome.
What was that first taste of action like in preseason?
It was really cool. It was fast, man, I tell you what. But you got settled in quick, and thought I handled myself well, and we're excited to get after it against the Jaguars this coming weekend. Probably
in line for a lot of snaps on Saturday. Is there a particular goal you have for that specific game?
I keep it in line with him. Just keep getting better and improve on the snaps. Don't get too low, don't get too high. Right, that's the key in this game. So. Yeah. Yeah, no, his emphasis is, for me especially, is pad level. I could get away with certain things at William and Mary just with how I don't need to bend my knees that much. I'm kind of strong. I'm a naturally strong guy, but for him it's definitely pad level, and he's a great coach. He's kind of took me under his wing. He's kind of showed me the ropes of and what it takes to be an NFL offensive lineman, and I mean he was a stud too. He played for a long time, and just, again, adding that veteran kind of leadership in the room is really special.
Are you different physically at all in like the 5 months you've been with the Lions? Have you from draft days have you put on weight to comp weight?
Yeah, no, I've maintained about the same. Yeah, so I'm sitting around like 315, 310. So, yeah.
So you're ready to go.
Yeah, I feel good. All right.
Scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for this year?
Like a 6.
Hey, so your usage in camp has been interesting. You've been playing quite a bit of center. I know that they talked about bringing you in. Part of that was your versatility, but when you're fighting for a starting job, what does that do for your rhythm?
I mean, a lot of it comes down. I mean, would I like to play more guard in camp? Yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, I do think that the interior positions are pretty similar, and if you can play center well, then I do think you'd be able to play guard well. I'm not really sure about the question. The question was a little confusing, but yeah.
How about your camp overall? How have you been pleased with the way you've been performing within the system?
I think camp's been actually going really well. I mean, there's always some stuff to clean up, and there's some days that are, better than others, but I think it's been a good camp. I've been really happy with how things have gone.
What do you get out of these joint practices that maybe you don't get yourselves?
I get a lot more out of them when they're padded. Today was interesting, but I mean, I think that actually going against another team and being in pads and being able to play full speed or as close as you can to full speed without tackling is really valuable. But
so what are your goals when it is in a pad practice? What's the thing you focus on?
Trying to do all the stuff normally, except you're not in pads, and then the D line is just holding you when you're on outside zones, and then you're getting a pass rush and they're pulling you 4 different ways because they can. Look at this. Are you kidding me? Look at this thing. You're wearing a garbage bag. These guys can hold on to everything, and I'm sure they're saying the same thing about us. But it's
What has your relationship been like with Hal, with Vitek? It's I think your first time playing with him, and you're competing for a starting job. How does that dynamic work in a room for you?
I think it's gone. I think we have a pretty good relationship. He's a great guy. He's really humble. He's funny. He's a good guy to be around. We went golfing a lot during OTAs. It might have been once a week, and I had a lot of fun with him. And I think as I said, I think he's a great guy.
Who's a better golfer?
Me. That's not a high bar, but he actually got a lot better.
Are you the best golfer in the O-line room?
Taylor's probably the best. Taylor's pretty good.
He's got golf wardrobe, I bet, too, doesn't he?
He's got the tightest shorts you could possibly wear to show off the leg tattoos. He's got a big old drive. He can drive that thing down the fairway pretty good. He's he might be 300 down the a little fade. It's really impressive. But I'm more of a short distance guy. We played TPC Michigan a lot just down the street just because they let us on. They were really nice. Shout out to them for letting us play.
What's it been like working with Hank Fraley?
It's been good. Hank's an awesome coach. I mean, he's a funny guy to be around too. I think that he's got a really good work ethic, and he's the same guy every day, which is something that you can really appreciate when you've been around enough coaches.
Was he here when you were here the first time?
Yeah, so Hank was around here the first time, but he was the assistant to Jeff, and then right when I left, Jeff left, and then he got the job. So he led a couple of our meetings, and I remember them being a lot more technically focused than Jeff's were. And when you're in week 12 and 13 and 16 and 17, you don't always want to hear somebody saying, your first step here is a little bit too lateral. But overall, I really appreciated what he did. And I mean, he's really, as I said, he's kind of come into his own here. He's an awesome coach.
I'm not sure how much you've interacted with Teddy Bridgewater, but give me early impressions of what he's brought to the building or the offense.
Well, I was with Teddy in Denver, and he was awesome for what we had there. I mean, he's a great guy. He brings a lot of positive energy. I think that he is going to do really good by a lot of these younger guys. He was really good at mentoring. I feel like a lot of the younger receivers there, and I think he can do a good job here for that too.
Your impressions of Colby been so far?
Cool. Okay, I'll get on it. He's got some long hair. He looks like he's from Pittsburgh. No, but for real though, he's a nice he's a kid. He's young. He's a nice kid, and he's coming on. There's some growing pains. He's switching back and forth between left and right, and I think he got a little bit more comfortable at right. So I think that he's doing his job. He's going out there, he's playing, and he's playing hard. So that's all you can ask, really.
How much do you divide your stats between guard and center? And is that hard to put it back and forth?
My stats?
Snaps.
Oh, stance?
Snaps.
Snaps?
Snaps. Dividing between two positions.
I don't. I wish I could determine. I don't get to determine that. That's the guys upstairs. I don't get to decide. But
No. I mean, is it hard to do that?
Oh, I was saying earlier. I said that if you can play center, I do think you can play guard, and I think that it's just. And I said I would like to get more guard reps, but at the end of the day, it's just what that's just the price of doing business.